Hi, Zoe. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. And you? Cool. All right. Good. Oh, yeah, sure, for sure. I am Jam. I'm an English teacher here in Taiwan. I've been here for almost 5 years now. Oh, well, 5 years ago, I came across with this work and study program. I grabbed it. Everything went smoothly, and so I'm here now. Oh, well, working abroad is way, way better than working in the Philippines. All right, let me put it this way. Although I'm a licensed teacher in the Philippines, I haven't had an actual teaching experience in the Philippines just because I know how tedious, how exhausting it is to be a teacher in the Philippines because I witness it. My mom and my sister are teachers, are public school teachers, and I just don't want to get into that hard work. So, and but I am still grateful that I have that license, because when I came here while I was studying my master's, I was able to easily get a part-time teaching job because of that license, and I get paid well. When I say well, while I was studying and just teaching part-time, I can support my family financially back in the Philippines. In fact, I believe I earn more than they earn, even while I was just teaching part-time then. Yeah, well, what else? I never felt working, how to say, I always felt that what I work for is worthy of the money that I get. I deserve what I get out of what I work for. Right? And like in the Philippines, as I always put it, dugot, pawis lamang loob na ang inalay mo, hindi pa rin sapat. Right? But here, it's really more than enough. More than enough for myself that even while I was just working part-time, I can support my family financially. Yeah. So, benefits. Of course, as I've always mentioned, the top benefit would be earning good amount of money without working so hard. Okay. Firstly, I've already mentioned a lot of times I get paid well while not having to work too hard as the teachers in the Philippines are working. Okay, that's the comparison. Secondly, what else? Oh, I don't get to line up for 2 hours and be stuck in the traffic for 5 hours just to get to work. And what else? Thirdly, I get to spend here without that feeling of guilt and burden and pressure, because everything here, the prices of everything here are not that high. Okay, occupational safety hazard. I believe there is. Yeah, like for example, in my school, there are always the AIs, as they call it, those who make sure that the floor are not wet, that the environment is always clean, and that the corridors and the walkways are clear, and there are always the uncles who make sure that the electricity or the the machines and the facilities in the schools are functioning properly and are in good condition. And like for fire scare, for example, the firefighting equipment is always just around the corner, and we always have the fire drill. Like for the earthquake scare, for example, because it's very usual to have an earthquake here, we always have an earthquake drill. And in fact, even on your phone, you know, when it's going to have an earthquake, it's gonna send you a notice that there's an earthquake going on in this place in Taiwan, something like that. But anyway, what else? For COVID scare, we always do social distancing, and you know, the cleaning and ventilation is always there, and there's proper protocol. For example, a student or a teacher develops a symptom or got COVID, yeah, you know, they have to just take classes online, for example, if they have to stay at home for quarantine, stuff like that. So yeah, I believe there's occupational safety hazard set in place. What's the difference? Well, as I've mentioned, I only worked under an American and an Australian companies back in the Philippines. So I only have that as my point of reference. I've never been to any company in the Philippines, and in my previous companies, everything was very, very safe. I think the working environment is very good. You know, there are always the security guards, and we have pantries in there to make sure we can eat. There are also janitors, and yeah. What else? Maybe I believe the only working hazard I can think of when I was in the Philippines was the health hazard, in a way, because I had to work, in a graveyard shift. So of course it's hazardous for my health, you know, as we're really programmed to sleep in the evening and not in the morning. Besides that, nothing else. I believe it's fine. Everything's fine. That's it. Okay, sure. No problem. Yeah, thank you too, Zoe. Take care.
Hi, my name is Alison and I am currently studying and working here in Canada. So I've been here for I think almost 2 months already since I landed here. And right now I'm currently working at Crate and Barrel. I just started there as a stocks associate. Okay, so one of the differences that I have noticed when comparing the work in the Philippines versus here in Canada is first the credentials. So here in Canada, they don't require higher credentials. They just value the soft skills and experience of the applicants. So another thing is that they don't discriminate. So no matter how old you are, what disabilities you have, as long as you get the job done, they provide equal opportunities for everyone. And I think that's one of the leads to one of the things that I admire about them also, is that even those people who are of old age already, some of them are already in their retirement age, but they are still working. They work even double jobs, and it's not because they needed the money, but because they're just bored. So they're naturally hardworking people. And another thing, in terms of the workplace, I think one of the good things that I have noticed is that they don't overwork the people too much. So they schedule us. They're open with our availability. So they adjusted our work schedules based on our availability, and they're really flexible with that. They also do not overload or do not overwork us. Did I just said it? And then aside from that, the employers here, they really value the people. They believe that the employees are the greatest asset of the companies. That's why employees are well taken care of. Well, this is just based on my experience. Okay, so I think it varies based on the places that you are comparing to, but generally speaking, both countries, Philippines and Canada, they have strict implementation of the safety hazards. Okay, so I come here to study the supply chain management professional program, and after completing the certification, I plan to get a work experience to further my career. Yes, we do have occupational safety and hazards here. We have PPEs in our workplace. We also have some trainings in how to handle the materials. And aside from that, there are also some visual guides on and reminders to guide us on what we should be doing or what we should not be doing. Okay, so working here in Canada has been difficult at first since we need to make a lot of adjustment, especially when we are working with people from different nationalities with different culture. So it will really take time to get along with them. But you'll get used to it and it will all totally be worth it. Okay, so how am I? I'm actually doing good. So still there's a lot of adjustments here, especially with the weather. Okay, so one of the obvious benefits of working abroad is the higher pay. So even though we say that the cost of living here is expensive, but our salary is aligned for us to sustain our daily needs, our living expenses. And another benefit I think is that we were able to socialize with people from different countries. So this country is very diverse, and it's really good to know about the culture of different people, and at the same time it gives you confidence to communicate or interact with them.